Hey YouTube, I just wanted to make a PSA about what wireless capture cards are. So if you go on eBay, and there's a couple of other places that sell them, but I mainly see these on eBay. You'll see them say stream wireless capture card or streaming wireless capture card. So what this is not a capture card. This is Homebrew installed on a DS being sold and marketed as a capture card since Katsukitty and Loopy are not making any. So what does that mean? Well, if you look through these pictures, you can kind of get an idea. So the program that they use is absolutely free and shouldn't be allowed to be sold, but they're doing it. What it allows you to do is stream your DS screen to a computer, and you can record like that. It also allows you to connect controllers and gamepads so that you can use those with the DS. So looking through these, you can see a bunch of these images, stock images, and then these ones that are graphics that were made for certain programs. And then you get to this last one. The stock images, the Game Boy, not Game Boy, Xbox and PlayStation controllers, and then you can see a picture of the Game Boy being streamed to a computer. Well, if I swap over to another tab, not this one, different seller, this one, different seller, definitely a different seller, and it has the same 3 stock images. So this guy lets you send in your DS. So at least it's cheaper, but it's still too much for what this program is. It's completely free, and I did it myself, and I'll show you in a second. So we go to this one. You see this in the background. That's the biggest difference between this seller and others. It's showing in the background, and he has the DS out. So going back to this first image, if you look at what this program is called, it's called NTR Viewer, and that's the program that people use to stream their DS to the computer wirelessly through Homebrew. So that's what most of them are. If you look through all the listings, that's what they all do. So now I'm going to swap over to my DS screens. So this is my Katsukitty 3DS, and on the left is the actual Katsukitty viewer being put onto OBS, and on the right is the same NTR viewer program, but it's also been reworked into programs called SnickerStream and Kitkat viewer. They all do the same thing. The only difference is just who made the program and capabilities of the program. Some say one's better than the other, but everyone has their own opinion on it. I use SnickerStream because it's had the best resolution for me. It looks the best in my opinion, and it runs the smoothest. But this is both these are running on one DS, and I just have it side by side to show you the difference. So this is the program that they'll have you run. Here's one issue with the capture card. It sometimes just stops working. At least mine does. But here we are. So this is the program they'll have you use, and it froze again. Okay, so this is the program that they'll have you use. It's called Boot NTR Selector. This is a free program that anyone can download and anyone can install once they put Homebrew on their device through this FBI app. So I cannot launch it because I already have it running, letting me stream this. But here's what it does. It compresses the video and sends it through your internet. You can have the greatest internet and the quality will still be the same. The only difference is how well it runs on it. So as you can see, it's running it on the right. It's running roughly 30 to 28 frames per second. Some people say that's okay. I don't, and I don't like it. On the left, you can see Katsukitty's capture card running at roughly 54 to 52-ish frames per second. It's running smooth. It looks great, and it's a real capture card compared to a software-based one. Now, the limitations of NTR Viewer: you can only use 3DS games and 2DS games. And 2DS games are just 3DS games, really. So these programs at the bottom, these three, will not work. Virtual Console does not work with NTR Viewer. Homebrew Apps will not show through NTR Viewer, but only these 3DS and DS games. So I'll show you in this Pokemon game. So that green flash on the left is the other effect of NTR Viewer, or NTR Boot Selector, whatever it's called. It lets you run cheat programs, or at least it used to. There's a new update that I haven't updated to yet that doesn't make it work. But here we are. We're in this game, and you can see on the right, it looks kind of compressed. The image is compressed. It doesn't look great. It's kind of muddy looking, and there's a bit of stutter when I walk in the image quality. On the left, it's more clear. The only reason it looks low quality is because the 3DS screen is 240p. So I'm gonna leave to show you, and why is it? Okay, so we stepped outside the Pokemon Center, and you can see at the on the bottom screen is the arrow telling you what direction you're facing. If I was to spin around or walk around in a circle, because if I do the other one, it makes me twirl. If I walk in a circle, on the left, Katsu Kitties, the arrow tracks perfectly. No issues. But if I go too fast on the right, it stutters to a point where it's not great. You are limited to appearance and quality when you're using the NTR Viewer. Now, I'm not trying to say you cannot stream with the NTR Viewer, SnickerStream, anything. The custom firmware version of this. But it does have its limitations of you cannot soft reset Pokemon games. You cannot play a different game once you start this without rebooting the system. So if I wanted to play a different Pokemon game or a different game in general, I'd have to turn off my DS now and then start it back up. So this is the other effect of NTR Viewer. If you install certain files onto your SD card, you can put a cheat menu. So I activated 2, run fast and no outlines. So no outlines activates right away. You can see I'm running a lot faster than I would normally be running. And once I change screens, so if I run into this wild area, I no longer have my border outlines, and nothing has border outlines. I'm going to get into a battle, and there's going to be no outlines. So, while I say the Katsu Kitty is better, it's harder to get. But if you already have a new 3DS or new 2DS, you can get the same thing for free. You do not need to send in your device. I'll have linked in the description the written guide that you should follow if you want, because all video guides are always outdated rapidly. And I will also I might have a link to the Discord. I don't know if I can get a shareable link, but I'm pretty sure I can. And I'll link that in the description. If you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll try my best to answer them. I hope this video helps and clears up what a wireless capture card really is.